packages, you can still send us a message if you're wanting to be a part of the UNA membership program, because we have another platform that we're setting up such that when these spots here on TikTok and YouTube are interrupted, we have an uninterrupted source that you will be able to access when they shut us down for telling too much of the truth or saying words that they don't like for us to say. We're going to have another platform. So I want you all to make sure you're enrolled so that when we get that platform up very shortly, you'll be a part of it. All right. So now I want to tell you about our membership programs. All right. This is the Awakened membership program. Okay. And with this membership, it's $10 a month. Now, with this plan, this is going to get you those inspirational messages that we put out to our students and our other members. And we're going to be in contact with you. We want to reach out to you, all right, and be able to, give you that inspiration that you're so looking for so that we can get to that spiritual level. So, we know once we get to the spiritual level and we're in control of that, then we can start creating our third dimension the way we want it to be. All right, this is the awakened level. Then we have the transcendence level. With this level, you get those inspirational messages twice a week, and we're going to personalize it because we're going to be communicating directly to you. We're going to say your name, say your name right here. Get this package, and this one is $30 a month. That's twice a week. Also, there for those of you all who are wanting to prepare yourself for the university, because there are some people who really want to get into the university, but they're not ready yet. They're not quite ready. So I want you all to enroll in this. This is going to give you some of our private sessions that we don't put out in the public, some of the things that we can't even say in the public. And of course, you're going to get a discount on your consultation. So get this membership. All right. Then we have the luminosity. All right. Luminosity. And this is where you're getting 2 classes every week. Plus, you're also getting 2 emails. And of course, they're personalized. You're going to have access to our law library. You're going to have access to our archives, our video archives. This is going to, of course, you'll have the reduced amount on your consultations. And then this allows you to have access to some of those programs that we don't deal with anybody who's not a student. And that includes our mortgage elimination program, tax prep, car tag trust program, credit repair. Also, any kind of assistance you need, you can only get that assistance if you are under this luminosity or a student of UNA. All right, so we want to invite you to this program. Find the link in the bio, or if you're on TikTok, leave a comment in the inbox and we're going to get to you. Okay, now with respect to the university, starting Monday. All right, this is our autumn season 2024. We've got the power of word art, and we're going to go over some word art tonight. Power of word art and trust power. All right, power of word art. We're dealing with these words that we speak in every day, and when we're dealing with people, and how it affects you spiritually, how it affects you. So we're going over that in word art and trust power. Here we're dealing with getting your trust together, all right, making sure that it's set up for your business, set up for your personal self, umbrella trust, credit, dealing with your credit, how to bank, all of that is in that class. So if you're wanting to join the UNA University, go to unauniversity.com. You can also, for my people who are on TikTok, I want y'all to like, share. Thank you, Keela and Bam Bam. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So leave a comment in the comment section if you're having any questions. You can also leave a message in the inbox with your name, phone number, and email. Name, phone number, and email. Leave that in the inbox if you're interested in enrolling in the university. All right. Trust. For those of y'all who know about the trust and you understand the power of the trust, here it is. This is the membership trust package with UNA. It comes with your sealed trust documents. It also comes with a membership badge. It also comes with an allodial ID. And once again, on the back of here, you got that QR code where you're going to always be able to access your certified documents. This comes with an education, and we're going to put them on record with our county as well. They will be on record with UNA. This package right here, if you're wanting this, once again, leave a message in the inbox, all right? Or visit us at UNARepublic.com or find the link in the bio, all right? Or the description. Any questions? One more thing. We want to invite you all also to purchase the UNA Beginner Law Book. All right, UNA Beginner Law Book. This comes with your hierarchy of law chart. Let me pull it out here. All right, this is going to come with your hierarchy of law chart. It's going to come with your vibratory frequency chart. It's also going to come with your universal laws chart and this wonderful civilization cycle and your totem pole here. Very, very powerful tools. These are in the book, so if you get the physical copy, you're going to get those. This copy also comes with your maxims of law. All right, so this is a very, very powerful book. If you want it, find us UNAUniversity.com. UNAUniversity.com. All right, anybody have any questions? Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so what are we talking about today? Once again, we're talking about Black people. Come out of your victimhood. Y'all ready for this? All right. So now let's get to this. Black people, come out of your victimhood. I want to give a shout out to my people on TikTok. Genesis says, here from YouTube, no sound on YouTube. What? Hold on. Thank you, Genesis. Let me make sure I get this fixed. My people on YouTube, all two of you. Okay, it's on now. SPB, my tech guy. All right, so we're streaming on TikTok, streaming on YouTube. So I want you all to make sure, please, join us on either one of those platforms and let us know if there are any issues. I want you to like and share. All right, share and like. My people on YouTube, please subscribe, like and share. My people on TikTok, subscribe, like and share and follow and all that great stuff. Let's get into this thing. All right. So you all know that I've been watching some of you all, been watching this Fever, Indiana Fever, which is a WNBA team. And I'm following the player called Caitlin Clark. All right. And I've been watching her. Why? Because she's really a phenomenal player. She's exciting to watch. Caitlin Clark has brought football to the basketball court. Football is my game. It used to be, I mess with it now. But Caitlin Clark has brought football to the basketball court. And as a matter of fact, she took the basketball court to the football field. All right. She's exciting. And when she came into the league, she's gotten a lot of hate from the organization itself. She brought a lot of eyes, a lot of money, a lot of attention, a lot of excitement, and she's gotten all this hate. Okay, from the players, not from the people. The people are loving her, most of the people, but the players, the organization itself, the ESPNs and the WNBAs and the organizations surrounding the WNBAs, the the coaches, the referees, hate. Okay. Now, and we've talked about that. There are no victims. I'm not going into that with respect to Caitlin Clark, but tonight I want to talk about something surrounding that. So this topic is going to go much deeper than the WNBA. And for all of my people who are joining me from, the Caitlin Clark season and what have you, the fans who appreciated one of the documents that I put out or one of the videos we put out, welcome. Thank you for being here. But we're going to go deeper. So what this channel is about, we deal with laws and all laws, and mainly the spiritual laws and how important they are. Welcome, Angel, Gabriel, Usher. Let's see, who else? Welcome to everybody. I can't really see as people are coming up like I normally can for whatever reason, but okay. Welcome to you. All my people who are coming in the house. If you're in the house, check in. Let me see. Because I can't really see you like I normally can. This is a different program, so I can't really see who's joined. But I want to say welcome to all of you all. If you're here, check in. Genesis, thank you for checking in. Ange, thank you for checking in. My people on YouTube, check in so I know you're here. Otherwise, I'm gonna just talk. But if I see you, if you have a question, I'm going to reach out to you and respond. Okay, but let me get into this. All right. So there's been this whole thing about racism, and you hear, I hear melanated people often talk about, they doing that to us because we black. We's black and they don't like us. And everything is about race and race and race. And I need to go into some things because there are people who are speaking, and they are speaking with what I call a forked tongue. They are being disingenuous about the things that they're saying. Now, we got people who are just outright, and I'm not, listen, this whole racist thing, we're going to define racist tonight. We are defining racist tonight. But we're going to call it what it is. It's really prejudice. Prejudice, where you're prejudging someone based on whatever this specific thing about them is. Prejudice. All right, we're going to redefine that, and racist, we're going to understand what those terms mean tonight. But let me just use this word for now, because this is the word that people keep using. Oh, she's racist. So there was this guy who was talking about this particular woman. And let me put this on the screen. I'm flipping the rig. This woman here who is mocking Carrington, who is with one of the teams. Now, for those of y'all who don't follow, there was an incident on the first day of the playoffs whereby Caitlin Clark was playing against her team, the Fever, were playing against the Connecticut Sun. And one of the players on the Connecticut Sun had a play against Caitlin Clark that appeared to be purposeful, whereby she poked her nails into the eye of Caitlin Clark. And so the next game, there was this whole, protest about nails, because it had gone on that, nails need to be banned in the WNBA. So this woman here, as you can see on the screen, she is, in her way of protesting, she's got these long claws on, it looks like nails, and then she's got this shirt that says ban nails. All right, so that's her protest. Now, the guy says, and let me just change this back since y'all have seen this. Now, here's the conversation. It was this melanated guy who had a YouTube page, and he's going on about how Caitlin Clark should have said something, and he said, well, she shouldn't have to say, and he's trying to position himself as though he's trying to be impartial. All right. And while he's doing his thing, he's playing somebody else's clip. This was more of an Albion guy. He's really, I don't think he was Albion, but he's talking about how there are racist people on both sides. All right. That's what he says. Then he says, but then these racist people force other people who are not racist. And again, I'm using these quotes because that term racist, we need to really understand what that means. But his whole idea was there's racist people on both sides, and then these racist people cause the other people who aren't racist to be racist. He says there's racist people on both sides, and then these people who are racist cause the other people to lean more so towards their people and become tribal and protective. Now, this does happen, but here's the issue. He starts saying, well, you know, because those people on the WNBA, the people who were the analysts, they weren't racist. They was just saying things, and then they kind of leaned a little bit towards the black women and the lesbians of the WNBA. So I had an issue with him too. And then I had an issue with this melanated guy who was saying what he said. He says that this woman was racist because she put on some nails and has a shirt that says ban nails. So then I went at him and I was like, well, can you please tell me, and I'm going to flip this screen back again. I'm going to flip it back. I'm Southern. For those of y'all who don't know, hold on for a second. Somebody in the comment section, anybody, please tell me what it is that this woman has done that is racist. I'll wait, and I ain't gonna wait for that long either. 1 second. I'm drinking some scissors. Anybody? So I asked him, I said, what exactly did she do that's racist? Because he's trying to act as though he's not racist, quote unquote. I said, what did this woman do that makes you say she's a quote unquote racist? And he couldn't tell me. You know what he says to me? He goes on to say to me, well, she wearing those nails. I was like, she didn't dress up in blackface. You can't tell by anything she said, nothing she's wearing. She didn't make mention of anybody's skin color. She's wearing some nails. Albion women wear nails too. Well, you know, black women wear them long nails. Well, Albion women do it too. What's your point? What did she do that's racist? He said, but you know, and then you know how they are. You can look at her and tell she racist. Wait a minute. What did you just say to me? What did you just say? Because what you're showing now is that you're racist, quote unquote. You look at this woman and you make an assumption. You say, you can tell this is what he said to me. By the way, I invited him to come on this show so that he can speak his own piece. And I'm purposely not saying his name. Well, one, because I don't put people out there. If they don't want to speak on it, that's fine. But two, I don't even remember what his name was. Because he deleted the whole conversation. He deleted it. But here's my point, and I need this to be heard clearly because he's presenting himself as though, he's not racist. But he goes on to say about this woman, you know how they think. And you can look at her and tell she's racist. Why? Based on what? The color of her skin. She's not wearing the wig like Carrington. As a matter of fact, Carrington is wearing a wig that looks like her hair. She's not dressed up in blackface. What is it other than her skin color that tells you she's a racist? And he couldn't say it. This is why he deleted the whole message, because the simple fact is You are what you are claiming somebody else is. Again, I say to you, when you're pointing a finger, how many you got pointing back? You can't say something about somebody else without talking about yourself. Look. Do this. All right. You're still talking about yourself. Every time. And everything he said about these so-called racists, he showed that he won. He was one. I had to tell him, you're being disingenuous, and you are showing that you are prejudiced. That's the real word. You are prejudging this woman because of the color of her skin. The problem is not her. The problem is you. And you know how they do, because you know how they treat us, and they do us like this. Sir, this woman is just up here making a protest about long nails. You made an assumption based on the color of her skin that she's racist. These people, when they're talking about racist fans, when these people are talking about so-called racist fans, they're trying to say that all of Caitlin Clark's fans are, quote unquote, racist. And so now his whole idea is, well, she shouldn't have to speak. But then he goes on to say, if she does say something, then she needs to say to that woman, I don't appreciate the way that you are wearing those nails, ma'am. That's disrespectful. How is it disrespectful? And see, here's the other thing I said. This is why Clark should not say a word. She should keep her mouth shut. She could say, you know, what she said, those are not fans, those are trolls. Boom, that's all she needs to say. What you talking about? You talking to trolls. So getting back to this guy, because my whole thing was he's trying to tell her what she should say. You know, well, she doesn't have to, she shouldn't have to, but if she does, she needs to tell this woman that this was racist and this was, what was racist, sir? I'm waiting on you to point it out because I don't see it. And I'm melanated. I'm not black. Don't call me black. I'm not black. But definitely I'm melanated and carbonated. And I'm saying to you that this just looks like a protest. And anybody who's trying to make it seem that she's racist, they are. They are pointing a finger at her and they're saying who they are. They're saying that they are prejudiced. That's the real word, because you're prejudging her based on her skin color. Because if it were a melanated woman that had that same thing on, was making the same protest, nothing would be said. Welcome, O Rush. The next session for trust, we will probably have Friday, but stay tuned because we're going to get into some trust information as well. And also be sure to find us on UNARepublic, because we go into trust, and you can find a lot of our older sessions as well on trust. All right. So Dylan, getting back to this, his whole point was, oh, Caitlin Clark needs to make a statement and she needs to specifically point this woman out. And the issue is he was the one with the issue with her. And his issue was that he was being prejudiced because of the color of her skin. The same people, and I said this to you all last week, the same people who complain about racism and somebody being racist, they are the ones who are racist themselves. Everybody who's in the WNBA that complained about, oh, these racists, they was doing the same thing to Clark before she came in. Once again, I say to you, there are no victims. There are no victims. And every time somebody is pointing a finger at somebody, they're telling you about who they are. And every time you see somebody getting an energy coming upon them, please understand that that energy is a return of what they put out in the dark. They're going to tell you, well, I would never do what happened to me. That's not what the universe said. And I'm going to tell you something. The universe doesn't lie. People lie. They say out of their mouth things that, I would never, but the universe is telling you the truth. who you gonna believe? See, the people who come into the UNA University, they have a different vision. They can see. So when somebody comes in their face trying to tell a lie and say, I'm innocent. Yeah, that's not what the universe is saying. And when you have that vision, you'll know who's lying to you. Thank you, Mink. Welcome. All right. So I want to go a little bit deeper. Into that because once again, we got this guy who is claiming that this woman is being racist and not recognizing that really the truth is he's being quote unquote racist. He's being prejudiced and prejudging her based on her skin color. Now, I need to go back to this, and I made this statement in the last session I did. If it had been a melanated person, or an Albion person rather, that had come out of their mouth after being attacked by a melanated person and saying, all these black people are just violent and negative people, and they are just terrible eyesores of a people. All of them are murderers and robbers. Just because one melanated person did something to them, all hell would break loose. There would be some kind of riot. Why? Because it's not a true statement. It's not sincere or righteous to be saying that because one person did something, that all of the people of that so-called group are of that. So for these people in the WNBA to be coming out of their mouth, talking about, well, all of Caitlin Clark's fans are racist, that's disrespectful. And the thing is that the ones who are making those claims are performing that true action, which they call racist. They're the ones who are causing this and doing those things that they say are being done to them. Now, I need to get into this because we need to deal with this English language and understanding what it is, all right? English language. Those who know and who've been watching, welcome. Let me see, we the Bee. And I can't see all my names that come up because this thing doesn't put them up. But welcome and thank you. If you're in the house, check in so I know you here. Now, this English language, I want you all to take the opportunity to go and look this information up, all right? It comes from a group of people known as Phoenicians, all right? Phoenicians. And in that term, you hear the phonetics, meaning words and syllables. And these were melanated people, all right? They're coming from this tribe that we know of as the tribe of Israel. They're descendants of that tribe, melanated folks. And they were very good at words and knowing how to use words to create spells, or what we call today contracts. All right? So one of the things we have to understand is every letter is a word. Every letter is a word. Every syllable is a compound word. And every word you're using, it is a contract. It's a contract. So you got to start recognizing that when we are putting these syllables together, we are creating spells or contracts. And if you don't think those people who are running this game have a full understanding of that, then guess again. Because these words are constantly being used and rewritten. The phrases are being used and rewritten so that when we use these words, I'm sorry, one of my halos, hairs in my halo is doing her own thing. She need to come to order. All right. So what we have to recognize is that these words are constantly being used against us because we don't even understand what they mean. We don't even recognize it, once again, that a letter is a word all by itself. And so when you start putting these syllables together, you're creating a contract just with the word. So I want to go into black real quick so we understand what the term black really means and why I tell you don't call me black. All right, so you all know the title of this session is Black People Come Out of Victimhood. So I need to go into words real quick. We're going deep this session. I'm gonna go into what words are, and we're gonna do a little bit of etymology tonight. And then I need to go into understanding how we create spiritual contracts with these words that we speak and how it affects us. I need y'all to be clear on this because the game is not just in people thinking it's racism, and we're not recognizing that we're damning ourselves with our words. And because of the words we constantly speak and the things, the thoughts, the dumb thoughts that have been planted in our heads, we keep damning ourselves. We're going to stop doing that. We're going to raise up out of this. We're coming out of victimhood. So let's understand this term black. And I want y'all to look this up. Let me see. I'm not going to look it up here. But this is what I want you all to do. Black has nothing to do with skin color. White has nothing to do with skin color. But let's break down black. Look up the term bleak, B-L-E-A-K or B-L-A-E-K. The etymology, because this is where the term black is derived from. Bleak. It means pale and without color. And see, I told you about these letters B as in to be, and then you'll see these letters that come after it, leak. It means to lose something. All right, but bleak or black, it means pale and without color. Then I want you to go and look in other languages, French, Spanish, Italian, anything that starts with a BL and ends with a K sound, it means white or pale and without color, blanco, blank. It means white. The term black has been switched in this society to mean something other than what it really means. It doesn't mean anything with color. It's without color. That's what black really, that's what the term is derived from. Now, that's just on an etymological standpoint, but let's look at it now from a legal standpoint. Black means something that is dead. It means no standing, without standing. It means you can't even own anything. It means you are fictitious. You are an imbecile. You have no rights. That's what black means. You have to believe me. But when you look in the legal dictionaries, you understand that black has nothing to do with having any kind of power or authority. It means you're dead and that nobody has to listen to you. And it means that nothing you own. Let me rephrase that. You have no right to own anything because you called yourself black. So when you're talking about this term black, let's be clear that from an etymological standpoint, as a melanated person, that has nothing to do with you. You are not pale and without color. From a legal standpoint, it means you're dead and you have no standing or rights to own anything. And then from a spiritual standpoint, you are damning yourself every time you call yourself that. But those who are playing this game will be glad for you to Black Lives Matter or HBCUs and NAACP me, and black lives is a terrible thing to waste, and they happy for you to call yourself that, because if you walking in the court and saying you black, you said, well, Your Honor, I don't have the rights to own anything, so do as you will. What are you saying out of your mouth? Do you even understand the words are a contract? So when you use that title and you call yourself that, you've given yourself a contract whereby you said you have ownership of nothing, you're dead, you're pale and without color. And if you know who you are, you know that term has nothing to do with you. Okay. I hope we're clear on that. Any questions? Anybody listening? Is anybody hearing me? I want you to like and share and subscribe. Welcome, Eldrick. All right, so we're understanding this term black, the etymological standpoint, the spiritual standpoint. Let's get back into this term racist and understand what it really means. And we're going to go into racism. All right, so let's take a look at this. Once again, this is someone who is supposedly a racist because she wore a Van Nails shirt. All right, now let's take a look at this suffix. We're looking at the suffix ist, I-S-T. Now, we got to get our own etymological dictionary because somebody is constantly changing definitions. But you're going to be able to understand what something means because you're going to be intelligent enough to see and apply your knowledge so that when somebody's lying to you, you're going to be able to see through the lie. All right, ist. The suffix ist, I-S-T, what does that deal with? It means to have a love for something or a great concern for something. So when we're talking about the term ist has to do with a love or a passion for something as opposed to, as opposed to a hate for something. All right. So if I say a violinist, that's somebody who loves or plays the violin. A bicyclist has a love or a passion for bicycles or riding bicycles. A pianist, someone who loves or plays the piano. All right. Anytime you're seeing the word is, it has to do with someone who has a love for that particular thing. An artist is someone who loves art. So we understanding now. I hope y'all seeing that any other time you're using the term ist, it has to do with a love for the thing that's at the front of it. Okay. But they want to tell us that when you don't like somebody because of the color of their skin, that is racist. So let me ask a question. And I hope y'all out there paying attention. And again, if you're in the house, check in. Leave a comment. Let me know you're listening, please. Thank you. But let me ask this question. Is there a problem with loving somebody who is of your same race? Anybody? Somebody answer that question. I'm listening. If y'all listen, I need you to say something. Is there a problem with loving the people of your same race? Is there a problem with loving your family? Is there a problem with doing things for, if I got a business, I'm running my business, is there a problem for me to employ my family members? Why is that? Why would that be a problem? Okay, so then somebody tell me, what is the term that we use to show that we have a love for our family or a love for our people? What is the term that we use? We got artist for people who love art. We got machinist for people who run machines or love running machines. All right. What botanist for people who study plants? What do we call somebody a love for our own people? What we call that? Somebody, what's the term for it? Somebody help me. Because there should be a term, because in every other word, the term is, the suffix ist means I have a love for the thing that's in front of it. So if I love my people, what do I call that? This is my race. What do I call it? It should be racist. But somebody has bastardized the term. And I need y'all to understand that these letters and these syllables, these words, they have a frequency and they resonate with your body. There's a vibratory frequency of every letter and syllable and word. So if we got this term race, and then is supposed to mean love or passion or concern for something, then what do I call it when I'm supposed to love my people, my race? It's supposed to be racist. But some kind of way, they have mixed this word racist and prejudice. And prejudice really means I'm prejudging you. I'm saying, I don't like you because of this, or I'm not a fan of yours because of that. A prejudice when I don't even know who you are. But they've termed it racist. When you turn around and you say, now they've made you not even want to say you racist. You say, oh no, I'm not. That's like the worst thing you could possibly call somebody now. Somebody has bastardized the term, and I need you to understand that's not by mistake. Because when you say that, oh, I'm not racist, you said, no, I don't love my people. Y'all ain't paying attention. I know we do not get the power of words. That's why we got this class. That's why there's this class. Power of word art. That's why. Because you're not getting that every time you speak, you are spelling. Every time you say something out of your mouth, you're creating a contract. So when you say, oh, I know I'm not racist, I don't love my people. And vibrationally, that is resonating within all of us who say it out of our mouth, because somebody has made us think that there's something wrong with loving your own people. Because race is not supposed to have anything to do with hate. It has to do with a love for something. Somebody's taken that word, they bastardized it. Now they make you not even want to take hold of it or to be, but you want to be proud of other things like being black. When that really means a degradation of who you are. But when you're talking about loving something over here, which you should be loving, oh no, we're not. And then that vibrates on you. I know we're not getting it. Because I'm gonna give you a couple of other examples. Sovereign. Sovereign deals with you having a power of self, mastery of self. That's moving closer to God. But somehow they've taken this word and paired it with another term that means slave. Sovereign means godly. Citizen means slave. And they bastardized this term to where people are afraid to even use it. When it means that you're in control of self. It means you're walking as a God that you are. And for my new people, I get it. I just need y'all to pay attention. Welcome, Adrian, and thank you so much for joining. So somebody has taken this term and they bastardized it to the point where people are afraid to even use the term. One of the things about sovereign, once again, they've taken this term citizen. Citizen means slave, and then they coupled it up with sovereign, and now you say sovereign citizen, and they turn it into they bastardized the term to where, oh, that means a terrorist. If you think these people who are playing this game don't understand how powerful words are and the fact that they are contracts and they resonate with your very spiritual essence, you need to guess again. And you need to start studying what's really going on with these words and these terms. Conspiracy theorist, another bastardized term. A conspiracy is where a group of people work together to do harm against somebody else. They conspire, they join in as a group. So now when people start catching on to that, and then they start speaking the truth and the facts about, hey, these people are running this game over here, then it's a conspiracy against the people. So now they put this term theorist on there. Like these people, they just have these ideas, they're dumb, they're crazy, they don't know what they're talking about. When the truth is, the conspiracy, quote unquote, conspiracy theorists are the ones who telling you the facts about these people are running a conspiracy against the public. But they want to put the term theorist on there and then turn it into a situation where, oh, these people are crazy or they're terrorists going against the quote unquote government. We're not even going to that title because that goes on for way too long. That's a whole session by itself. Thank you for Genesis. So we're understanding that there is a situation where these words, they are truly spiritual contracts that are resonating with every cell in your body. And when you speak them, you are creating your third dimension. You are. And so if you're not cognizant of what you're speaking, somebody's going to have you speaking something that damns yourself. And this includes melanated people running around calling themselves Black and African American and descendants of the slaves. I'm going deeper into that too. Because by the way, for those of you all who are studying law and you've been with us for a while, check out the SF 181 form and look on there and find out the fact that when it says white on that SF 181 form, it's talking about melanated people. I've gone through that. You can find that session on YouTube, UNARepublic on YouTube. Once again, we're streaming on YouTube and on TikTok at UNARepublic. I want you to like and share. If you're getting anything out of this session, Blue Skies, welcome. I want you to like and share. I want you to check in. If you got any comments, if you're just watching this, at least like. Can you like? At least just like. And if you want to go bolder, share. And if you want to be even bolder than that, subscribe. Okay. But I'm saying to you, we've got to come into an understanding of the things that we say, they're contracts, and they have spiritual ramifications. So getting back to the term racist, I need it to be made clear. And we want to stop using that. And we want to stop saying, oh, I'm not racist, because what you're saying is, I don't love my people. You don't even need to come out and say I'm racist. You don't need to say that. But don't let them keep using that term, because the term that really should be used there is prejudice, because that's what it is. It's just prejudice. You're prejudging someone based on whatever it is. They could be their skin color, their hair, the way they speak, the place they're from, whatever. You're prejudiced, not racist. The other thing is racism. Let's get on that. Anybody who's coming out of their face and making a statement that so-called Black people can't be racist. It's just a lie. Now, I heard somebody say this long time ago, and his claim was racism is where people join together to keep another group of people down or out of that particular sector. All right. And again, back to the ism. Ism deals with something whereby you have a passion for it. So let me ask the question again. If I own a company, is there a problem for me to employ people in my family? There's not. If it's my company, and if there's a family company and I employ my family, it is not me trying to keep somebody down. I'm trying to help my family out. I'm trying to lift my family up. That could be considered racism. Yeah. A love for my family, because I'm trying to make sure my family stays employed, keeps having money so they can get the things they want. That could be considered racism. The same thing LeBron James is doing with his son. There are so many more people who are qualified to play in the role that LeBron James' son is playing. But because it's LeBron James can say, hey, I want my son here. That's racism. And what is the problem with that? If you have created your organization, because they be giving all the jobs to their family members and they won't be giving us no job. Well, then why you don't create your own jobs? When do we get to the point, because now we're ready to talk about rising up out of this victimhood. What happens when you get your own jobs or your own organization and you start employing your own family members? Then you have more to bargain with. So that now when your people might go over to their people and get a job, now they might be treated differently because, hey, you got a relationship with them, or they know because you are already doing some things. When your people go to them, they're going to have a different respect. Where is your nation? Where are the things that you have built for yourself? We're not doing that. We're so busy trying to get up with them. Employ us, please. We need some money. We ain't got no money, please. What? When we stop begging and we start creating, we stop acting like, they ain't giving it to us because we black people. We got to come out of that. We got to come, because all of that is just victimhood. All of it is just you being a victim, and it doesn't help you. I need to say this because this whole idea of being black, and you hear people saying this. This guy said this too. He says, no, this was a different guy. They hate us because the color of our skin. Everybody around the world, they don't like black people because the color. Okay, so meanwhile, by the way, I've traveled the planet, and everywhere I go, I get treated like the god that I am. I lived in Argentina. This is the most light-skinned place on the planet, or one of them. The melanated people make up less than 1% of the population. And that includes folks from Africa, folks from Brazil, Uruguay, Cuba, and North America, all put in together. Less than 1% of the population in that country is melanated. Less than 1%. And I'm in this country, and these people, I tell you, diva in Spanish means female god or feminine god. I didn't say goddess, it's a difference. But it means a feminine god. And I go there and I toured the country for 7 years. And I say, my name is Diva. Yes, you are. Yes, this means God. Yeah, you are. No problems. They treated me with love. You talking about people who protected me like family? I lived in Brazil, Uruguay, where else? Mexico. All these places I've gone, they treat me like a god. They treat me with respect and love. Why? Because that's what I do. Because I give it, the only thing they can give me back is love and respect. It's got nothing to do with skin color. If you're getting that energy, check yourself. Because the only way somebody's going to give you an energy is if you put it out. That's the law. And the problem is when melanated people, when you're acting like a victim, you're not recognizing the energies that you put out at another time. You're not recognizing that. And so I need to go into that so that we understand some things, because now, again, when we're talking about racism, really, racism, when I'm employing my family members or they're employing their family members or they're doing whatever they do to make money or whatever it is, it has to do with, it's their organization. They have the right to employ their people. You employ your people and stop whining and being a victim. You reap what you sow. Thank you, Black Root. If you put out the energy, it's got to come back. What you're looking at, you're talking about is oppression. Now there's a difference, because oppression is when somebody's doing something purposely to keep you down. That's different. Where they're hurting you, and I'm gonna say this to you. Okay, so we understand this term racist and racism. They're misnomers. Somebody has bastardized those terms. If you want to employ your own family members, that is racism. Because if you want to employ other people because they melanated, that is racism. And I don't say that there's anything wrong with that, because when they do it, I really don't care, because you know why? We need to create our own jobs anyway. I hope they kick all you out so you can learn how to raise up and do your thing on your own, the way we was doing it before. Stop being so dependent. All right. But it's different when there's oppression, when somebody's purposely hurting you, and prejudice. Prejudice is when you are just prejudging somebody and having some kind of preconceived notion, and it's not based on anything factual. All right. So I need to get into this, because there's this whole notion that, oh, they hate us because of the color of our skin. And I need y'all to, especially my melanated women, come out of that. It's a lie. It is a lie. If you're getting that energy, it's because you put it out. And I need this to be made clear, because melanated people want to run around acting like victims and not recognizing the energies that they've put out. So when we're talking about, oh, well, these people, these melanated people, they was mistreated and they was done like this. Let me tell you something. I want you to go and do your research on this yourself. Every time I see a group of melanated people who have been mistreated in any kind of way, you know what I find? When I go and do the research, there was a melanated person that led them down that path and said it was okay for you to mistreat these people. I'm going to give you an example. That whole Tuskegee Airmen thing. And yes, Rockefellers. When we talking about the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, that's not even a true governmental organization. But everybody, well, the CDC said you need to get a shot. Do you know who is controlling? Do you know who is controlling that whole CDC organization? So you go back and you look at the Rockefellers and the people who created that or what have you. They're not for your benefit. Yeah, those light-skinned people, mainly. But when you go back and look at the people who are behind it, that led those people, with and for those of y'all who are not familiar with the Tuskegee experiment, this is where the CDC gave these melanated men syphilis to test them so that they can go home and give this stuff to their wives and to see how it affected them. This is syphilis. And they giving it to them and infecting them, their wives. And do you understand? Yeah, it was the CDC, but you understand those were light-skinned people. But guess what? The people who okayed it, who told these people, hey, yeah, take that syphilis shot, was melanated. Melanated. This is why I'm trying to get you to understand. The only way that these energies come against you or the people is if you consent. You have to consent to calling yourself things, to getting in line and allowing them to do things to you when it doesn't even, and I'm talking to both melanated people and Albion, because I need y'all Albions to understand. I say Albion, so-called white people. I don't call white people white because you're not. And I don't call melanated people black because you're not. These are legal terms. But y'all Albions need to be clear. These people don't care any more about you than they do melanated people. They will take you, they will step on you just as fast. They might look light-skinned like you, but they know y'all not the same people. All skin folk ain't kin folk. And melanated people, this is the same with you. Because every time I see a group of melanated people who find themselves mistreated in any kind of way, there was a melanated person at the front leading them down that path. So I just told you about the Tuskegee Airmen. When I even look at, your HBCU people who feel like you've been mistreated and, our school don't get any fun. And I talked about the fact that those melanated, them HBCU, they get a lot of money. They get millions. It never finds its way to the students because somebody in that organization. Now, I told you all who runs all of those. If you didn't get it, go back to the last session. But the same people who run in the CDC, the same people running the HBCUs. Same people. Okay. But who is it that are leading people into this? Other melanated people. You don't see the other people behind the scenes. You just see the melanated people who tell you, come on, let's go down this rabbit hole. Come on. It ain't even a rabbit hole. It's just a burning building is what they're taking you into. And you go into it and you're not even recognizing that the people who led you there, they didn't mean you no good. They just skin folk. They not kinfolk. You gotta, once again, beware, because somebody doesn't have to do the dirty work anymore. They don't have to come out and try to lead you into a negative position, because people who look like you are doing it for them. So when people are telling you things like, oh, they hate us because of the color of our skin, or they don't help black people get this done, and they just, okay, I need to go into this whole Diddy thing. It led back to the R. Kelly situation. All right. So I'm checking out the R. Kelly thing. So now we get ready to go a little bit deeper. This is a topic that a lot of people don't talk about. And I talked about the fact that this thing is an epidemic, how many women have been molested, that's my pig Latin, because I know they're gonna try to block some things that I say, but they have been molested, and it's not spoken about, and they think they're victims. So we're gonna get into this, because even when I was looking at this whole R. Kelly thing that came back up because of Diddy, and then Sean, the other one with the other lady, y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't need to call all those names because the energy on those names, once again, that's a contract. I don't care to speak it. But you got all these people and they say, well, you know, this went on so long because these was black women, and if they had been white women, then the victimhood. And I need, you know, here's the thing. Once again, if you're getting an energy, then there's got to be accountability. That's the problem. Melanated people, if you want to raise up, be willing to be accountable. This whole thing, but they not helping us because we black, if it was black. And meanwhile, you got all these other people, Albions, who have gone to prison for the very same acts. Meanwhile, we're not even dealing with the fact that these women put themselves there. No, Diva, that ain't no way. They. Okay, let's look at it. And you got the wife, and the wife had a daughter who was molested by, molested by Kelly. So the thing was, you know, the question was, why didn't she say anything? Why is she still carrying the name? And there's some other things about why she did such and such. First of all, let's understand that there's no way you stay married to this person over a decade and you weren't a part of it. Accountability. And I also talked about this, and I need this to be made clear. All of that is an energy. It's an energy. And if they don't clean it up, the woman's got to clean it up within herself. And if they don't clean it up, then it's going to happen generation after generation. So she got it. And I'm telling you, because I know the law, her mother had it to happen to her. And her grandmama had it to happen to her. Now her daughter's got it. Any daughter her child has is going to get it. That same energy, because it needs to be cleaned up on a spiritual side. So why am I bringing this up? I said accountability. Everybody needs to be accountable. There's another one of R. Kelly's so-called victims. This girl was 15. Now, she ends up knowing that R. Kelly had been accused of these things because he was in court. She found him in court. She went to his trial to find him in court. And so in going to her trial, he finds a way to communicate with her. Then she supposedly becomes one of his so-called victims for years. And then these women are trapped by him. And then their parents try to find them, but they refuse to leave. Okay. Accountability. Like, because nobody can help you if you are not willing to stand up for yourself. And this is one of the things, this is law. This is just law. This is how it is. If you consent to whatever kind of treatment that's coming at you, then nobody can step in and take that away, because then they're taking away your right. You got a right to be abused and victimized. You got a right, and nobody has the right to take that away. So here you got these women that the mother is coming and she's saying, oh, come home, baby. And then she come home for a few days. You say, Mom, he called me to come back. And then she goes back. What? You're consenting. So anytime you telling me about somebody who's been victimized or what have you, I know, even if it's a child, but people, come on, the children, even if it's a child. Now, if it's a child and my child, if it's my child, it's going to be under trust. And when I say that child needs to come back, that child needs to come back, and that's going to be the end of it. But once somebody is an adult, but even as a child, though, you still have the right to consent. And I'm saying to you that every day when we open our mouths, when we write things, we sign things, we do things, we're writing contracts and we're consenting to the treatment that we're getting. And so getting back to these people, these women who were quote unquote victimized, it had to do with them consenting. And until we start being accountable, you're just going to be a victim. And I get it. I know this is tough. This is heavy, because everybody wants to say, well, because we black, they treat, well, meanwhile, we always playing the race card. But meanwhile, who's the one who was doing all this? Who is the true monster? That dude is melanated. But you want to blame the Albion some kind of way. You want to be a victim. It's ridiculous. And until we, and I ain't saying we, because my people know better. My people, who are my people? Kindness, compassion, love, honor, integrity, respect. Those people who operate in that realm, and it doesn't matter about your skin color. My people know better. We know that we have to be accountable, because if we're not, there is no such thing as victims. There are no victims. None. Not the child, not the mother. And so at the end of the day, these people want to claim that, it's because they black, when no, that's not the case. There's a lot of Albion women who and children who went into it too. I'm not going to call those people's name who went to jail and prison, but you've heard about them. Those were Albions that they were going after. So please stop with the victimhood, because you want to talk about the white man and they blame it's the white man. No, but who was the one who was doing this to you? It was a melanated guy, supposedly, allegedly. Okay? So I want to get into this because, as I said, of all of the groups that I've seen when talking about melanated people in particular, because I do a lot of research on issues that happen in the melanated community, and of all of the people, it's always been that it was someone of the same color who looks like them that led them down that wrong path. All right. My whole purpose of this is to understand that when you are spiritually connected, nobody can lead you down that kind of path. And the deal is that we as a people, period, I won't say we as a people, but people, period, who like to stay in a victim state, you're not going to find yourself coming up out of that until you are willing to be accountable and stop talking about, the white man did, because this society has us blaming this group of people, so-called white people, blaming them for everything when that's not the case. We, as a group of people, we cause our own demise in so many different ways, and a lot of that has to do with the words that you're speaking out of your mouth and the people who you call yourself following blindly. All right, so we're understanding, again, going back to the term racist. That term, anything dealing with "ist" on it, it means love or passion or something that's done. Racist supposed to mean somebody who loves their own race. That's the origin or the origin of that term. Somebody who loves their own race. Racism is somebody who's going to be concerned with employing or creating an organization or some kind of system whereby their race or family can benefit and be uplifted. That's different from oppression, where you are purposely trying to hurt somebody. That's different from prejudice, where you are prejudging someone based on whatever particular issue you have. Now, I want to say this because going back to these these people in the WNBA who want to act like, they don't, they're trying to hate on us because of our sex or because of our skin color. Again, these are people who are not accountable. They're not being accountable when they say these things and trying to act like somebody's coming at them because of that, when they are the main ones doing what they claim is done to them to somebody else. We saw them. We heard you. We heard you talking about, oh, because she doesn't tan well. We heard you talking about privilege. We heard you. So what you did was done in the light, and then it came back to you in the light many times over. And you want to play the victim role when you're not being accountable. And so that's where we are. All right. Do I have any comments? Because my whole thing on this session is that we be accountable so that we can walk in this dimension and create the third dimension that we care to see. You can't do it when you're in a victim state, because as the law said, this is why we go over the universal laws in our classes so much. And I'm trying to find my universal law chart right here. There are no victims. Law of compensation and law of correspondence, rather. It deals with that. It's a universal principle. If you're getting an energy, it is because you put it out, period, point blank. There's no two ways about that. So what we want to learn how to do as sovereigns, not sovereign citizens, but as sovereigns, is to recognize the conspiracy, not the theory. We know it's a conspiracy. We know that somebody is taking these words and switching them, such that we start damning ourselves when we say these things. When you say, oh, I am not racist. Y'all melanated people need to be more racist. Because the problem is we have a lack of love for our own people. No, you need to be. You need to start loving your race. Because as soon as you do, then the people are going to treat you differently. As soon as you start loving your race and showing it, your whole third dimension is going to change. The problem is somebody told you, no, don't love your race. And you know you can look around melanated people and you can see that there is a lack of love in our community. Why is it? Because we keep saying things like, no, I'm not racist. That's a vibratory frequency that you just spoke to every cell in your body. And then you wonder why in this community we have a problem loving ourselves. Well, you start speaking differently. Start speaking differently and watch your whole third dimension change. And let me be clear on this. I said ist means love. It's got nothing to do with hate. To love your own people does not mean to hate somebody else. And the people who I deal with, I told you my people, they don't have no skin color. Like, the skin color doesn't matter. Let me rephrase that, because they got a skin color. And we see each other's skin color. But the universe doesn't care about your skin color, and neither do I. Kindness, compassion, love, honor, integrity, respect, those are my people. And they know full well how to speak their third dimension into existence. And it starts by being accountable, being willing to recognize when you're putting out energy. So it's not about hating anybody else, but I am going to be particularly concerned with my family. When I create a job, I prefer to employ my family first. And then after that, yes, I do particularly care to employ people who look like me. Okay, wow, we like the same music, we enjoy the same places, we might have come from the same place, but that doesn't mean I won't employ somebody who doesn't look like me, because I will, I do. But that doesn't mean that I don't have a love for my people. I do. But we need to understand what racism really means. And when we keep using these words and we keep denying other words, that we're damning ourselves. When you're using the term black, remember what it means. It means dead. It means you don't get to own anything. It means you have no standing. You're an imbecile. You're ignorant. In the eyes of the law, you don't deserve to own anything. That's what black means. Know that. So we start talking about HBCUs and NAACPs and all these other Black Lives Matters and all these other things, these titles with that term in it. You need to understand what you're calling yourself. You got to understand that somebody's playing games with these words. And then we need to understand how to be accountable. There are no victims. If you're getting an energy, then that means you put it out somewhere. You got to check yourself. And then I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out of here. Those of y'all who've watched my sessions before, you've heard me speak about who we are as spiritual entities. We are ethereal beings. We always were, we always will be. And so in understanding that, please recognize that when you put out an energy, it has to come back, even if you don't get it in this lifetime. So when you hear people say, well, you know, you better do good before you die or you're going to hell. This is your heaven or this is your hell, depending on the energies that you put out, whether it be in this lifetime or a time before. And I'm going to say this because I get some people who will put out energies and do negative things and act like, oh, well, that's coming from another lifetime. No, ma'am. That what you did, that happened last week. That energy you're getting right now, that happened last week. That's not from another lifetime. Once again, not wanting to be accountable. But that being said, when you get somebody like Kelly, who is in prison now, when you get someone like him, and you might think, well, he just went to jail, he went to prison, he didn't really get that payback. I need y'all to understand something. He put out an energy whereby he supposedly hurt a lot of people. All right. And again, there are no victims. I'm not going into that side. I'm just dealing with R. Kelly right now. As ethereal being, he's got to come back here. He's got to come back. And I need y'all to understand that energy does not disappear. He's got to receive the energy that he put out. He's got to receive that. And so when he returns, and he will, as a spiritual entity, again, everybody here, if you in this dimension, you are here because there's something you need to learn. There's a lesson for you to learn. You're not just here just because. And then all of us are here to serve. Now, to serve people. But he's got to come back. And please understand, he's not going to just jump up in a full-grown woman and ta-da, I'm back. No, that's not how that works. He's got to come through a child. First of all, he got to come through a woman. That's first thing. He got a contract to get back up in here. And when he does, that mother is going to be somebody, she doesn't have a choice, but the universe is going to put him with somebody that allows him to go through the same energies that he put out on somebody else. That's just how law works. You're not going to recognize who he is when he comes back. It's going to be a whole group of other people, and they're going to see him as a child, and they're going to wonder, well, why is that baby getting so much energy? Why is, we took him out of here, the Child Protective Service came to get him, and then he got molested, poor thing, and then they put him in another place, and he got molested again, poor thing, and then there's an energy to be repaid. I need y'all to understand how this works. Nobody has talked to us about this. Nobody's taught this, but that's where it's coming from. It's an energy, and it doesn't matter where you put him. You can put him over here. You can try to protect him over here. He's going to get the energy back because it has to be repaid to him. He put it out, but the baby is innocent. No, it's not. It's an old spirit coming back in a new vessel. And he's got to experience what he put on somebody else. That's how it works. I get it. We haven't been taught this because people are not understanding. They want to think the baby is innocent and old people are innocent. But this thing right here says there are no victims. And then when you read the Bible, and then the Bible is telling you, well, all born of sin. But somebody wants to say, but no, that's not right. So now you want to, okay, sometimes it's right. Okay, I get it. I get it. But the book is telling you, all born of sin. Because when you're coming up in here, you're coming with spiritual baggage. That's why I say there's a lesson to be learned. If you hear, you didn't get here by happenstance. You put out some energy somewhere else, and now you have to deal with it. And this is why I say this is your heaven or this is your hell, dependent on the energies you put out. And I'm saying to everybody here right now, if you want to stay a victim, this will be your hell. But the minute you come out of victimhood and start recognizing who you are as a spiritual being and being willing to be accountable for the energies you put out, well, man, you can start living in heaven right here, right now. Right here, right now. I gotta die and I gotta come back up here. No, just change your mindset. Be accountable. And learn how to love people, especially your people. Some of y'all need to be more racist. Race is meaning a love of your race. Some of y'all can't stand your race, and then you wonder why your race is constantly doing negative things to you. Yeah, accountability. All right. Do I have any questions? I want to thank y'all for joining. I want to thank all two of you all for joining me, and thank you for your comments. Thank you for listening. All right. Does anybody have any questions before I get out of here? I want y'all to know I love you. I don't even. Divine says, I don't. You don't even what, Divine? Talk to me. What you mean you don't even? All right. Does anybody have any comments or thoughts, disagreements? If you have disagreements, I want you to hit me in the inbox. I'll be glad to have a conversation with you all. Don't forget, I want you all to join us this season starting tomorrow. We've got UNA University. All right. Power of word art. This is powerful. We need to know how to use words to create the contract so that we can develop the third dimension we care to see. Also, trust power. Knowing how to create your umbrella trust, put yourself under trust, how to walk in business in this dimension, all right? Don't forget our memberships. I want you all to become a member, even if you get the smaller package, because we want you to stay connected with us, especially when we go to our new platform, whereby we won't have the interruptions that we've been getting on these other platforms, all right? And then, if you want that beginner law book, find us at UNARepublic.com and get all of you can either get the ebook or the physical law book, okay? I want y'all to know I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you so much. Thank you, Divine. All right, and we're going to see you all next time. We're going to talk about some trust. Thank you, Roland. I appreciate the love. Thank you, Jody. Truth is hard to take, but I want nothing else. All right, Jody, let's go. All right, we're going to see you all in class. We're going to see y'all next time. I'm out. I love you. I